today I'm gonna make this video and just show y'all my favorite bow. This bow I call Bandage, as you can see why. And this bow has some serious stories behind it. First off, the stave that made this bow came from South Dakota, and it's set in a fella's garage for I want to say 19 or 20 years. My buddy Foster Kane got he and I both a stave, and I made this bow out of it, and I started making it down at the South Georgia Traditional Archery Club, Traditional Skills and Archery Club in Ellaville, with old Hatchet Bow Dan guiding me along the way. And down there we took it from a log to a roughed out bow. Got back home and chased out the ring and got it to a point where I felt like I needed a little more guidance with it. And from there I went up to Al Chapman's house in Marietta, Georgia, and he and I spent about 3 days working on it. Well, we ran into a good many problems. I don't know if you can tell in the video or not, but there's a couple little pin knots right here that I had cut through where I should have left a little wood on them there. And there was one up here too, right here in the bandage. You can see in this bow, it's got thick spots, thin spots. You flip it around where you can see over here, this side too. I mean, it's far from perfection. But I'm not that much of a perfectionist anyway. I'm more of a functionality person. But I can't say that about my buddy Al. Now he likes it a little more on the perfect side than I. And Hatchet Bow Dan, he's not a perfectionist either. I like to consider myself somewhere kind of in the middle of them. You know, right on the middle ground. But anyway, we got the bow finished up, and I got out there and started shooting it, and the thing was shooting good, and I drew the thing back to, you know, full draw back, and all of a sudden it cracked right here. And I was sick to my stomach, because right then and there I think I had 44 hours in this one bow, not counting driving all over the place to get some guidance to build it. But Al Chapman took this thing in his shop, and he had some sinew. He wrapped this sinew bandage around it. Goes all the way around. That's probably 4-inch patch, just single wrapped all the way down it. And he told me to take it home and let it dry for a few days, and then put a coat of sealant on it every day for 4 days over the whole bow and the patch. And so, I mean, I really never sanded this bow down or anything. It's even got a little baby splinter right here that you can feel, and you might be able to see it, I don't know. But I didn't know if it was gonna last. But I finished building this bow. It says 323, and that was so I've had a little over a year now. This was Gung Ho Bow's #1 bow. Al had that name in sight before any of this YouTube stuff. You know, he's just like, you so gung-ho on this stuff. You need to be called gung-ho, you know, gung-ho bows, because gung-ho, Marines are gung-ho, and he's right, I am pretty gung-ho about my hunting. But this bow's 64 inches. It's 51 pounds at 29 inches, which is my draw. And it's even got places where to seal it, you know. What do you call those things? Little bubbles stuff where I didn't wipe it down good, but right now it's covered in mud. But so anyway, I finished this bow in March of 23. I tried to get some hogs over here around my house with it. They only move at night around here. They stay in the briar and pine thickets. It's hard to get after them around here in the daytime. But I tried the night hunting thing around here, and every time I'd lower the green light on them, they'd scatter. Well, I kind of give up on that. Well, my first kill with this bow came in April of 2023 at a TBG event, and we were down there hunting. A bunch of us guys from Traditional Bow Hunters of Georgia, hunting and camping for 4 days, and I was on the Saturday, I think it was the hunt ends on Sunday, but Saturday morning I killed a big boar with this thing. Shot him at 7 steps, and he had some big cutters, big body, big old pretty boar. Many people consider him to be a trophy boar, but that was the highlight right then and there. That was the highlight of my whole hunting career. That meant the most to me, to anything I'd ever kill with anything. And so that was in April. Well, come September, I was on the fence of whether I was going to take this thing bear hunting or not. As a matter of fact, the first weekend of bear season, I carried another Osage bow, another Osage self bow, not the one I built, but I got back home and I said, man, what changed my mind, what made me take my bow back, is my bow shot just as fast as that and was 4 pounds lighter and 4 inches shorter. So I was like, I'm taking Bandage with me, and I ended up killing probably the biggest, I'd say it's the biggest bear I've ever killed. Spot and stalk, public land, with this bow. Shot that bear at 15 steps, but I got my first deer with it in September also. But I mean, the bow just has some serious mojo on it. I mean, I can't explain. When I grab this thing and take it to the woods, it's 100% confidence in it. I've had a lot of bows from, you know, compounds. I've been compound hunting since I was 13, 14 years old, but this is by far my favorite bow I've ever had. But anyway, I've taken a lot of animals with this bow. You see it in all the videos I've made. But it's just got a old wrapped leather grip. I got a piece of leather glued on here that I have to replace every now and then to quieten up when the arrows hit the shelf. I have a stop to drop for when I'm deer hunting. I'm hanging it from a tree. My arrows don't fall off the wrist, from old Gary DeMarco. Got my Donnie Wilkerson quiver here, best quiver made. And of course my Sherwood shaft, Douglas fir arrows with Ace standards on them. Natural turkey fletching. This is my combo. This is one of the quietest bows I've ever shot or ever even heard in my life. The string, I build the string, serve the string, everything on it. But I just wanted to show y'all a little bit and tell you a little history about this bow. I killed a really nice buck with this bow in November, and I had taken a few pictures of the buck laying there with my bow beside it, with Bandage laying beside it, and I had the arrow I shot the buck with, half of it was in the deer, and the other half I stuck the knock end in the quiver, and the broke end was out here. Well, somebody was wanting me to send them some pictures of that deer one night, and I was looking through some pictures, and I noticed this bow had a absolute perfect shadow of a cross from where the sun was hitting this these arrow holder right here, and the cross was perfect right there on my bow limb. And when I saw that, man, I get shook up. Really, I get shook up right now just remembering. I was setting out a fire down there in the back of my place here, heating up a hickory bow. I was trying to build one from green to a shooter, you know, in 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever it was. And I was heating that bow over a fire, and I was looking through my phone, sitting there drinking a beer, looking through my phone, and I seen that shadow, and it was literally like God reached down and grabbed me by the collar and shook me and said, "Son, you hadn't done nothing. You're not some kind of great hunter." He made all that happen. The people that come into my lives to even put this together, to even want to shoot a self bow. And now look, we got this YouTube thing going on, and it's all pretty cool. And but seeing that cross on my bow right then and there that night, it was Thanksgiving night. That night changed my life. That's when I committed to living my life back for God and trying to just let Him use me to His will, and acknowledging Him for everything He's done in my life, past, present, future, the people He's put in my life, the blessings. And I really do feel like this platform He's given me is to praise Him and you know, let others see what He's done in my life. I've had a couple people ask me, you know, that have known me my whole life, man, what changed you? And whenever somebody asks me about God, it's better than killing any big game animal. It's a knowing that God is using me to do His will or touch somebody else is the best trophy that I've ever had. I mean, it's insane. And if you'd have known me a year ago, you'd be mind blown right now just hearing this. But I just wanted to let y'all know a little story about Bandage the bow, and how God used it to get through to me. And I hope y'all enjoyed that, and count your blessings.